lovelies, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a springy floral design using this Thank You Next from Designer Dips color, which is a gorgeous bright pink. And I'm also going to be using Bear by Cascade Color Works as a base for the nails that I'm going to be drawing the flowers on. And I have my Beetles Gel Liners ready to go for the flowers. But first we're going to start with doing the dips. So I'm going to start with Bear first. And I have my Vivid Glam Co base gel. I'm going to be doing the gel method today. So let me just get that set up here. Just put a layer of the base gel down on my middle finger. I'm going to be doing this on my middle and my pink, middle and ring finger for this design. And I have my Dipped in Chaos here from Chaos Concepts. I'm just going to pour a layer of Bear over. Cleaning up the cuticles. I thought that this would be a nice neutral color to use underneath the flowers I'm going to be drawing on. So it would create a nice base for that. I'm going to do the same thing with my ring finger. Okay. I'm pouring a layer of that on as well. Okay, and now that I've gotten these two colors on, I'm going to cure this for 60 seconds in my lip. Okay, now that that is cured for 60 seconds, I'm just going to dust both of those nails off with my dust brush, as usual. And I forgot to mention that I do have a layer of my Peel Base down by Designer Dips as well. Okay, I'm just going to do another layer of this and I'll speed this process up for you. Okay, so those are complete and cured. So I'm just going to dust those off. And now I'm going to start on my thumb, pointer, and my pinky, and I'm going to do Thank You Next. Oh, look at this color. Okay, just cleaned out my Dipped in Chaos there. Going to go ahead and do the same thing. A layer of the base gel, pour it over, and then cure it. I actually saw the inspiration for this particular mani on Pinterest, so I'll grab a picture to give credit to whoever did that at the end here so you can see. It might not be identical to that, but that's where I got the inspiration from. And if you've never worked with Designer Dips colors before, they are very highly pigmented and very thick. So you might just need one layer of the color depending on how pigmented the color is. I'll see if I need to do another layer on this when I'm done curing. I'm not sure if I will, but we'll see. Okay, so I'm going to put that under for 60 seconds. Okay, so let me dust this off and see how it looks. Okay, I think it looks good. I'm just going to fix up my cuticle here for a second. Yeah, I'm only going to do one layer because, like I said, I don't want to make it too thick and their dips are pretty thick. So I'm just going to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do now is encapsulate in my gels File Buff come back and then we'll do the designs. All right, here we are all filed and buffed and activated. So what I'm going to do now is use my Beetles Gel Art Polish colors here that I have. And I also have a plastic baggie, which is where I'm going to be laying my colors out. It's going to be like my palette, so to speak. And I have my double-sided dotting tool here, which I'm going to use to make the flowers. And they're just going to be like little daisies, like half daisies really, just coming out from like the corners of my nails. Let's see what colors I'm going to use here. So I'm definitely going to use the pink because that is the color that is on my other fingers or close to it. And I think I also want to use the purple for the flower. And I'm going to use the yellow for the middle dots and blue for the flowers as well. So actually, do I want to use blue or orange? I'm going to do orange instead of blue actually. And then I'm going to do some dots. I might do the dots in yellow or green. I haven't decided yet. So let me just get this stuff out of the way here and zoom in. So I'm going to be dotting from the bottle onto the plastic baggie. These colors I'll be using. So I'm just going to do them one at a time so I don't get too overwhelmed and go into a color that I'm not using by accident. That way it'll be easier for me to just keep a little bit more control over what I'm doing. So I'm going to do the pink and then I'll do the yellow for the dot in the middle. So I'll do the pink first. And I'm just going to take the thicker side of my dotting tool for now, and I'm trying to figure out what finger to start on. I think I'm going to start on my middle finger. So I'm just going to get a little bit onto that dotting tool. And I'm going to start just making little dots in this upper corner here. Just going to do like 3 little dots coming out. And then I'll just clean that off on my lint-free wipe. Then I'm going to take my other side, which is a little bit skinnier, and then I'm going to just kind of elongate those dots down to make petals towards the middle. Just like that. That's really pretty. Okay, so that's the first one done. So now, I know this is going to seem tedious, but for me, it's easiest if I cure in between each application of the gel flower. So before I do that, though, I am going to do the dot so I can cure that with it. So I'm trying to figure out what end I want to do. I'm going to do the smaller end of the dotting tool and just do a dot right on the edge here of my nail. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, so this little flower has been cured in my gel lamp, or in my UV lamp. So now I'm going to go ahead and do another one here in the opposite corner, coming out from that corner. So again, taking my color here, I'm going to use this Bonnie Plum color. And just dotting that on, and I'm going to use that same yellow for the middle that I used for the pink. This is such a pretty color. Okay, so just taking the bigger end of it, just like I did for the pink, and doing 3 little dots. 1, 2, 3. And then cleaning that off and pulling the dots down towards the corner of the nail. that is the second flower. Just going to kind of like make this one a little bit bigger to match the other two. Okay. Now I'm just going to take that little dotting side again, dip it into my yellow, and make the dot right there. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to put that in for another 60 seconds to cure that. Okay. Now I think I'm going to take, I'm trying to think if I want to do the orange or not, or just leave it as is, because I do just like the two flowers. I don't want to overcrowd it either. So I think I'm going to do on my ring finger, sorry, I'm out of frame, my ring finger, the orange and the blue that I had shown you in the beginning. So for this nail now, I'm just going to take my smaller side of my dotting tool and dot some of that yellow throughout the nail in different places. Just like that. And I'll link this gel liner set down below. I did get it on Amazon. If I had to guess, I don't really remember, but I think it was like 10 bucks, maybe 12 the most. And I really like the colors in this set. They're nice and springy and bright. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cure that. Keep going out of frame, I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and cure that now for another 60 seconds. There we go. That nail is complete. I'm going to move on to my ring finger with the other colors, but I'm going to speed that up a little bit. This is how we are looking after doing the flowers. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. Like I said, I'll post a picture of the Manny that gave me the inspiration for this that I found on Pinterest at the end when I do my nail fees here for you. So now I'm going to go in with my base gel and put a layer of that on each nail, including the pink nails because I haven't done that yet, and cure that for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to put my top gel on and cure that for 90 seconds. All right, this is all sealed up with my gel and cured and all ready to go. I'm going to go in with my Candi Skincare Cherri Almond cuticle stick here and just hydrate my cuticles up. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. You know, you see something and you get an inspiration from something on Pinterest or Instagram, and then you're like, can I really try, you know, and recreate that and do it well? And I think I came out pretty well. So yeah, if you decide to try something like this, please tag me on Instagram or send me an email. My email is down below. My Instagram is at laslovelynails. I would love to see your interpretation of it. I think it was fairly easy to do, and I hope you found it easy as well by watching my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to be notified when I post new content, please hit that bell notification. Have a lovely day.